Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Haley Silvestro. This video is intended to just kind of give you an overview of this class, what to expect, where to find things in Canvas, and to look over the syllabus and just give a highlight of, again, what you can expect over the semester and what are the major assignments. Let's go. So like many of your other online courses, of course, we're going to go to Canvas to get into our course. This is the class, Helping Skills 105, and my cats are always the icons, and you guys get my kitten pig as yours. So we're gonna go in there, and just as a general overview, where can you find things? Of course, announcements will be posted, but modules are going to be the most useful thing for you. I have laid out this class very carefully. I have this week we're going to of course look at week 1, so you click on week 1. There of course are many other modules, but they're not going to unlock until that week. And of course, every week the modules will open at Tuesdays at 4, and for the most part, almost every assignment is due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So right before midnight Monday morning. So you just kind of want to go in, and I'll always have some videos that week. This week I kind of do an About Me video, and of course the syllabus video, which is being updated from last year, is going to go right here. There's a video on empathy, and if you click over next, you're going to have our first discussion this week. And again, I'll go over this again in the syllabus, but discussion boards happen basically every week. And a discussion board is meant to be just that, a discussion board. So even this first week, it's really important that you do your first post up has to be up by Friday at midnight. You're also supposed to do another post that's a response to a peer by, again, Sunday at 11:59 p.m. to get full points. You will look at the syllabus, what is the grading breakdown, but again, why do I do that? Why is it important for you to do 2 posts? Well, it's a discussion, and if you guys don't all get your posts up by Friday, if everyone waited until Sunday, there wouldn't be a lot to comment on. So just kind of expect to get in that rhythm of checking on the discussion boards a couple times a week and making sure you're getting your first initial post up by Friday and responding to a peer by Sunday. And of course, this week we're also going to have a syllabus quiz, and this is worth 5 points, so not to be surprised. There will be a syllabus quiz, but next week we're going to get started, of course, really diving into what is a helper and the helping process and the textbook. I really love this textbook. A lot of students really do tend to like it. It is Claire Hill Helping Skills class. Helping Skills. It's published by APA, so it's not a Cengage text, so it can be difficult to get a hold of, but this has been around for a while, so you should be able to get a used copy, etc. But let's look at the syllabus. So to find the syllabus, you're going to go to, not syllabus, that has some of that stuff there. Go to Files, and right here, Fall Syllabus. You can click on that. So let's look at this together, So again, this is an online class. If you need to get a hold of me, I'm pretty good about getting back to people pretty quickly because I'm addicted to my phone, like everybody else these days. But my office is in MEP 203, and if you ever want to meet with me in person, just let me know and I'll set up an appointment with you, absolutely. But there's my email. So what is this class about? So this class is really about teaching you basic helping skills where you can work with people in a variety of settings and kind of know how to engage with them and interact with them and help them find answers for themselves. This class is going to be taught and influenced from my perspective as a counselor, because really that's what counselors do the most of, is we meet with people individually. I recognize that not everyone is going to have the same amount of time in their future careers that I get meeting with clients, but we're still going to learn a lot about how do we respect clients, how do we lead them to their own answers. And I think what's really fun about this class and what students tend to really enjoy is that you also learn a lot about yourself, because as a helper, you are the instrument, right? Like you're kind of responding in real time to people. So being a helper takes a lot of self-reflection. So that is definitely a major component of this class. So if you go through, I'm not going to go through all of these. I talk about some of the course objectives. What are some skills that you can expect to gain in this class if you are a diligent student and apply what I teach you? Etc. Again, I talked about the text already. It is Helping Skills by Claire Hill. It's a really nice textbook, and just remember that you are expected to read the chapters every week along with looking at my lecture. I will break down the chapter, but you're going to get a lot more from reading it, and also quiz content can be taken from the book. So attendance and participation. Obviously this is an online class, but you can expect to kind of check into class about 3 times a week. Late assignments may not be accepted, but if they're accepted, are generally going to be accepted at 25% reduction in grade. Now, that being said, sometimes there are special circumstances. I've had students in previous semesters where they've had a loved one pass away, or if they were extremely ill. Just communicate that stuff and let me know. But I'm less likely to be understanding after the fact. If I haven't gotten a hold of you in 2 weeks and I don't know what's going on, just let me know what's going on and I will, try to work with you, but I also expect that people are going to get things in on time in most cases. Through the week, if you try to get a hold of me, I'm usually going to get back to you within a day. And over the weekends, that might be 48 hours. I may or may not be around that weekend. Sometimes I go camping and I don't have internet access, but usually I'm pretty good about getting back to people. If you have a question about an assignment, however, I require that you email me more than 48 hours in advance. If it's, 2 days till the assignment is due, then everyone is emailing me. Sometimes it can be difficult to get back to them. But I really think this class, once you get to the rhythm of it, it's pretty simple. It's not difficult, but it's pretty consistent in terms of the work that is due. So if you can get on a regular schedule, I think you'll be pretty successful in this class. And if you enjoy, reflecting on yourself and philosophy of life and stuff. So what are the major assignments that are due throughout the semester? I have a few categories. The first are your skill quizzes. You're going to have 4 skill quizzes through the semester. They are all a little different. I would say the first quiz and the last quiz tend to be more like multiple choice, things taken from the book. Those are going to be open book exams. In all of your exams, you're welcome to use your textbook, but the quizzes are timed to kind of reflect that you should kind of have a sense of the content. So for the first quiz, for example, I can't remember how long it is, but if you haven't read the book, you're going to have a hard time finishing it in the time allotted. But the second and third quiz are actually a lot more applied. You'll understand them when you get there, but they're actually a lot of fun. But you'll be kind of writing out helping interactions with clients. So the quizzes vary, but there are 4 quizzes. I don't have any final exams, so those quizzes are kind of your main testing areas. There are going to be journals. They're going to be over. About 7 journals through the semester, and they all have different prompts. The main thing to remember is that they need to be about 300 to 500 words in length. If you make them shorter than that, I'm going to take points off. And the point of these journals is just a time for us to kind of communicate about where you feel like you are in your journey as a helper. You'll be asked different questions to respond to, and I just really want you to be reflective in this class. People who do well in this class are very reflective. They can kind of put their thoughts down, their thoughts and feelings into words, but again, that's also a place for you to ask me questions if you're feeling lost or need anything. Discussion boards, like I said, we have those every week, and they're on a very consistent schedule. I'll always have prompts. A couple times you may have extra videos to watch for the discussion board, but a lot of the time I'm just kind of be asking about kind of your thoughts and experiences around different situations. You'll see it'll make sense when we get there. But here's how I grade them. Now, of course, if I feel like your answer is vague or doesn't make sense or seems disingenuous, I may take off some points. But for the most part, you're going to get, if you get your first post up, there are 2 posts, you have to do your post and then respond to a peer. If you get your post up by Friday at 11:59 p.m., and you respond to a peer by Sunday at 11:59 p.m., you're going to get 20 points. If you get your first post up later than Friday, but you respond to a peer, and that's all done by Sunday, you get 18 points. If you put up your initial post, but you don't respond to a peer, that's 13 points. And again, that's important. Why is that 7 points? Because this is a discussion board. It's meant to be a discussion between classmates. And of course, if you don't have a discussion board post up at all, you get 0 points. And I don't take late discussion board posts, so that's one thing to keep in mind. I can't really give you a grade for something that's after the fact when it's meant to be an active discussion that week. But you have like 5 days to do this. So if you're ill or you know that you're going to be traveling or something's coming up, you have 5 days to figure out when to get that when to get that done. And again, there are 20 points each, and there are 15 of them, so missing one isn't going to tank your grade, but if you stay consistent with them, it can make a big deal at the end of the semester. And then the final project. This is the big deal assignment in this class. And I'll give you more information when we're closer to that date, but the final project actually has 2 phases, kind of 3/4 of the way through the semester. Your first one will be due, and then at the end of the semester as your final video will be due. And so your final project is an exploration skills demonstration. And this is where you will actually turn in a 7-minute video of you working with someone who's agreed to be your client. And you'll be using helping skills to get more information about what's going on with them. And I provide a lot of information. I encourage you to read the syllabus closely. You want to work with someone around something that's not a major issue, but kind of like a moderate to minor issue. Common topics that people discuss are often, stress with grades, stress with career, different things, and I give examples here. But in addition to submitting a 7-minute video, you will also submit a 2 to 3 page double-spaced Word document describing what you thought about and preparing for the video, analyzing yourself, how did I do, what skills did I use, etc. It might seem intimidating right now, but I promise you by the time we get there in the semester, you will have learned a lot, and I just want to see you actually apply these skills in a real live situation. It's also going to be important to note that those have to be turned in on Canvas for security reasons. They can't be emailed to me. But I'll remind you of that stuff later down the road, but just to remember that this is a major project. So you'll turn in the first one November 17th. That'll be due that Sunday by 11:59. Your last one serves as your final. So you do the first one, and then I will give you a ton of feedback. I grade a little bit more kindly on that first one, and then I give you a ton of feedback, and then you do it again, and that's going to be your final. That will be due Monday, December 9th. I thought I'd give you an extra day so that you have that other Monday, and it's during finals week, but that gives me enough time to grade it because they can take a long time to grade. Of course, here is the breakdown of your grades, the percentage ranges that we're using in this class. I will have to report your midterm grades when we get to that point, etc. And here are your weekly assignments. It's all broken down. As I said, it says when you have different journals, different discussions, different skill quizzes. I try to make sure that you have no more than 2 items due a week for the most part. And of course, because this class is going to technically be on a Tuesday, that means we are going to be canceled the week of fall break. But however, because we open on a Tuesday, we still have class technically the week of Thanksgiving, but I make it pretty light work so that, and I will probably open the module early so that if you want to travel for Thanksgiving, you can go and be with your family and friends and not worry about it. So there's some stuff that week of Thanksgiving, but I keep it pretty minimal, and I'll open the module early. I will not open modules early any other week. They will always open when? Tuesday at 4. This, of course, is other standard information about what you can expect. This is kind of about how much time you can expect to spend on the different assignments. As with all classes, if you have any accommodations due to disability that I need to be aware of, please let me know. Diversity is really important. It's particularly important in this class. We want to be respectful of one another. We want to speak to each other in a respectful manner. We're going to be sometimes talking about some really important personal opinions and values and experiences, and I expect people to be, of course, respectful and sensitive to each other. If you have a particular gender pronoun that you go by, let me know. Of course, I'm also going to observe any religious holidays if you need those for class attendance reasons, etc. You're expected to follow the honor code in this course, yada, yada, yada. So please do still read through that syllabus because you have a syllabus quiz that's due at the end of this week. But again, if you can get into a really regular schedule with this class, you're going to be successful. But students tend to really like this class, and it's honestly probably my favorite one that I teach. So I think that you're going to have a good time. Most people do. And I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you. Take care, and I'll see you more next week.